Good morning, beloved. Welcome to Beacon Unitarian Universalist Congregation, a community committed to radical inclusion, to feeding the human spirit, and healing the world. I welcome you to this Coming of Age Sunday, a Sunday when our ninth graders are sharing with us what guides their lives, what inspires them, what centers them. It's a service not to be missed, so you are exactly where you should be on this yet ever gorgeous day in New Jersey. I'm Reverend Robin. My pronouns are she, her. I am a 40-year-old white woman wearing a very cheery yellow kind of goldenrod blazer this morning in celebration both of coming of age as well as a party that we're having later. I hope many of you will be able to join us over at 695 Springfield after our second service. We gather this day, my words are coming to you if you're joining us online on the lands of the Lenni Lenape, the original ancestral and peoples of this land whose continued existence we affirm and recognize and support. I'd like to invite those who are joining us online to take a moment and let us know where you are joining us from, whether it's your living room or perhaps you're outside watching us on your phone. And for those here in the sanctuary, to take a moment and just say hello to one another if you would. As we come back together, would you take a moment and take in a deep breath with me, a breath of this day. For some of us, it is a threshold day. For some of us, it is a day of celebration. For others, yet perhaps you bring a struggle or some pain or even grief here. Take in one more breath, this breath of life as you center into worship. That is to consider what is of worth. Welcome, beloved. Welcome.
Good morning. My name is Nisa Iwama. I'm the director of music ministry. I'm here with John O'Neill playing piano, and we're going to start with hymn number 1003, which is Where Do We Come From? This is a song about the passage of time. David, will you be able to sing this? Absolutely. So we're going to sing the whole thing one time through, and then you can pick any of which of the four lines you like the best and just keep on singing that one. So it goes like this. Where do we come from? What are we? Where
Thank you, Misa. Thank you, John. Thank you, Dana. As we gather, we light our chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. Today's chalice lighting uses words from our youth group, and I want you to listen so you can join me in the last line, which is important. So the chalice lighting goes, we light this chalice for the light of truth, the warmth of love, and the energy of action. So sometimes, being the 9:30 service, we might go, the energy of action. But we want you to go, the energy of action. Okay? Please join me. This is our collective chalice lighting. We light this chalice for the light of truth, the warmth of love, and the energy of action. Thank you.
Good morning, beloved. I am Abby Laney.
And I am Hannah Shell.
I am a 16-year-old biracial girl with a slicked back bun, and it actually is staying in place.
I am a 16-year-old white girl with medium-length brown hair and glasses and a floral skirt.
So today, for our call to worship, I don't know if you guys remember, last year, we had a bit of a song during the coming of age where we did Bringing You Back.
It was a big hit, if we do say so ourselves.
So we decided to do it again.
Up it a notch.
What we're doing.
If you know the hit Taylor Swift song, Shake It Off, we have our own UU-ified version. And feel free to snap or clap along to the beat. Please don't go too offbeat if you can. And we'll do our best. We stay out till 8. Got UU on our brains. That's what we all say. Mm-mm. That's what we all say. Mm-mm. We go on too many breaks, but we can't keep away. At least that's what we all say. Mm-mm. That's what we all say. Mm-mm. But we keep learning. Can't stop making sermons. It's like I got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright. Cause the candles have a flame, 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 flame. And the reverend's gonna say. Hey, I'm just gonna stay. Here each week. Always having fun. Playing games with everyone. And that's what they don't see. Mm-hmm. That's what they don't see. Mm-hmm. We're not learning on our own. Even all 8 principles. And that's what we all know. Mm-hmm. That's what we all know. Mm-hmm. But we keep proving that you can be grooving. We got Misa's music in our mind saying it's gonna be alright. Blue boat is coming home. And we are gonna grow. Hey, we're just gonna make memories. Thank you.
Is what you get when you are a part of intentional community that raises resilient, confident, and compassionate youth. My name is Dana Moore. I use she, her pronouns. I have creamy brown skin, long brown hair, and dark glasses. I serve as the senior or youth program coordinator here at Beacon. That means I have the pleasure of spending my Sunday evenings with the amazing teenage youth of this community. Our high schoolers grades 9 through 12, and this year, our coming of agers in grade 9. In this beloved community, we do commit to raising resilient, confident, and compassionate youth together, recognizing that we are better together, that we share our time, talents, and treasures to the betterment of our community and the fulfillment of our shared mission. We practice our values of radical inclusivity, tending to the flourishing of the fruits of our community, our coming-of-age youth. We feed their spirits with wisdom, truth, and the power that comes with discovery and discernment. We heal our own hearts and our world by creating safe, just, and sustainable communities where our children thrive and learn that in doing so, we heal our world together. Our world's traditions across the globe, throughout time and space, have always acknowledged life's most critical transitions, from infancy to adolescence, to adulthood and elderhood, to death of our physical bodies and the living brilliance of our souls, or spirits, or love that lingers on. Our pluralistic faith welcomes all of the colors, textures, patterns, and threads in a shared tapestry, the inescapable network of mutuality that ties us to that single garment of life, as the Reverend Dr. King shared with us. Our words to describe and honor these traditions continue to change, and we welcome new words, thoughts, and perspectives. We release those that have caused harm, and we consider deeply the impact our words may have on our future generations. Together, we learn new languages that become a part of our living tradition. Today, we are honored to welcome our coming-of-age youth as they contribute to that living tradition. Today, we're here to recognize the completion of a year-long discernment of faith, a journey our ninth grade youth have taken together, some since childhood. But this achievement didn't happen overnight. This has been a long-coming journey. For some, it began over a decade ago when you were dedicated right here in this sanctuary to this wonderful community as Universalist and Unitarian children or babies. For others, it happened in another faith context, in a ceremony that gives thanks for the miracle of your lives. Your parents and this community have affirmed their sacred responsibility to help you fulfill the promise and hope of every child. We did that together, and today we get to celebrate the fruits of our labor, the joys of our commitments. Many of the adults present in this room today have invested their spiritual time and sustenance to the exploration of our youth. People like our youth coordinator of Lifespan Ministry, Jermaine Kripe. People like our advisors of youth group, some who were part of our very first youth group here at Beacon Summit, like Suzanne Wagner. People like Tuli Patel, who have committed almost 20 years of service to holding this space, our OWL teachers, our reverends. I'd like to lift the names of our advisors who join us this year: Chad Petrove, Suzanne Wagner, Dennis White, Adam Gonerman, and Steve Kramer. And you, parents, guardians, and community, who have managed schedules and health while managing the priorities of life. Today, after a year-long examination of values and what is unique about each of us, After a fun trip to Boston and many chaotic moments of rescheduling and scheduling again, meeting in hybrid spaces, in person and online, we did it all. Today, we celebrate and honor the bonds made between our youth and our community. We know that these words are held deeply, and we appreciate each one, always considering and evaluating what we hold dear to us so that we can live full and authentic lives. I ask that you take a deep breath with me in honor of this moment, recognizing a threshold that we get to cross together and the work that we do together. Amen. I'd like to welcome our beloved Dr. Tuli Patel.
You can just sit there. Thank you all. I forgot to introduce myself earlier. I was trying to get the air conditioning working. My name is Tuli Patel. My pronouns are she, her. And today I have on a white blouse, sneakers, because of the party over at 695 that you all are going to come to. And I have on glasses. So for our Time for All Ages today, we're going to do something a little bit different. As Unitarian Universalists, we always want to uncover more deeply what it means to be a Unitarian Universalist, and frankly, how to talk about our faith. Challenging for anybody? Yes, a little bit? Yeah, okay. So each one of you should have gotten a pencil and a card when you walked in. And think of this exercise as a precursor to another activity that's going to come later. We're nothing if not interactive. So today is a Thank you, Wonderbox Day. Yay. Thank you, Robin, for helping out. Is there somebody who'd like to come and open up the Wonderbox? Do I have somebody? Stanton,
Come on
up.
down.
Stanton, come on up and open up this Wonderbox.
So we've already said your name, Stanton, but
Oh,
do you want
sorry.
to say what grade you're in?
Yeah. I am in first grade.
Any guesses as to what might be in the Wonderbox from our congregation? Any guesses? What do you all think? What was
Flowers.
that? Flowers, yes. Maybe it's the month of May.
A map of Boston.
A map of Boston, perhaps?
A
Okay.
crocodile?
A crocodile, very interesting. Rather small crocodile, but all right.
Flowers,
Let's
okay.
go check it out.
I'll hold the mic while you open.
There should be
A
four
book.
things.
Okay,
we got a
book, right?
A bottle.
Baby bottle. Baby bottle.
Got a baby bottle.
Cloth with
Got a board book. That interesting thing. Anybody know what this interesting thing is? Anybody? Maya? It's rosin. Yes, it's rosin.
Okay.
And one more thing. A board book and one more thing.
Ooh, what's this? Do you know what that is? Do you want to ask first? Anyone have a guess what this is that Stanton's holding? A guitar pick. That's
Guitar
right.
pick. All right, very
All right,
interesting.
thank you so much,
Stanton. Thank
Stanton.
you for helping with the Wonderbox. So we have a bottle, a board book, rosin, and a guitar pick. Anybody have any guesses as to why these things might be in the Wonderbox? Sammy is going to play, but this is not quite about
Thank
Sammy.
you, Stanton.
Somebody else? So these four objects represent perhaps the journey that our coming of ages have been on. The board book, Maya, as a young child, used to love books, and today she, like Sammy, plays the cello, also at the New Jersey Youth Symphony. A bottle, which represents much sustenance and feeding that needs to happen for little ones. We imagine Phoenix would not have grown into the fine young person he is without such feeding. And he plays guitar, so the guitar pick represents his journey. So I want you all to now take your pencils and your index card, and I'm going to take 3 responses, and think about an object that represents you when you were little, and something that represents you now. Now, if you're under 10 and you haven't had your life, it's kind of hard to do. So imagine what you would like to put in the Wonder Box when you are a grown-up. Okay, you got 60 seconds. Could we, John? And if you're online, put it in the chat. Thank you, John. Okay, so if you would raise your hand if you're willing to share, and Reverend Robin will bring the mic to you. So let's see sharing of objects. Ooh, got that.
People look terrified, Dr. Julie, that I'm going to come to them.
I see Chris is writing very diligently, so we are going to
And Tom, too.
impose
Okay.
on Chris. What does Chris say?
Good morning, everyone. I'll preface by saying I am an English teacher, so I believe in specificity. So my first item is a scrap blanket made with reserve fabric materials. My aunt was a seamstress, so I used to lay on it in the grass and gaze up at the sky and stare at the clouds. Now, Charlotte's childcare spreadsheet.
Ah, yeah. Very good. Thank you, Chris. Tom.
I rode a bicycle times 2, because when I was a kid, I was always on my bicycle, and I'm still that way 60 years later.
Sometimes it's the same object. Thank you, Tom. One more. Somebody. An object that represents your journey. Meg.
My first item is also a bicycle, but my second item is a map of the world, because that's my life now.
Meg likes to travel a lot. Very good. Well, thank you all. Please hang on to these images that have arisen in your mind, and we're going to do an activity later on as well. Thank you so much. I'd like to invite forward Maureen Irwin for our candlelighting.
Good morning. Bacon. My son did his coming of age in a UU church many moons ago, so this is bringing back some great memories. So I'm Maureen Irwin, and I'm a member of our chaplaincy team. It's designated by this winter-looking scarf, coexisting with my spring scarf. Robin shared her age. I'm just going to share, I came up with the term young elder, and with brownish, reddish, graying hair, and I'm wearing a black shirt. Yesterday, I was reading Rabbi Steve Leder's book on how to write an ethical will. The will that most of us know about transfers our assets to our loved ones. But an ethical will is putting pen to paper to capture the values and the beliefs that we aspire to live by, and we share them with our loved ones. It's how we want to be remembered. I couldn't help but think that that's what our coming of age group is doing today. They've given deep thought and captured their values and beliefs as they exist now on paper, and they're here to share them with all of us. Yet there are times in our lives when we're troubled and in pain because others and even ourselves are not living up to our values. And that's the time when having a trained, compassionate listener is good to reach out to, and that's what our chaplains here at Beacon do. We're non-judgmental, and we hold everything in absolute confidence. So if you're experiencing emotional pain or stress, conflict, please reach out to Dr. Tully, Reverend Robin, or chaplain so we can listen to you. Chaplains also extend the spiritual care of our community by facilitating our weekly ritual of candle lighting. Today, we light our first candle for Rhoda Clemenhaga, who is facing spinal surgery this week. We've offered candles for her in the last few weeks, but this one is for a safe journey through a tough surgery and a good recovery. We light a candle in honor for the life of longtime member Carol LaPierre, who passed away on Monday with her family and beloved dog at her side. Carol was a longtime member of both the Beacon congregation and the First U Society of Plainfield. A true connector of humans, a lover of arts, and traveler, Carol's energy and presence will be mourned. We light a candle of care and compassion to longtime member Sandy Blackwood and her daughters as they grieve the death of Sandy's husband, James, on May 7th. A service will be held here at Beacon, and details will be coming. We light a candle for Mental Health Awareness Month with a hope that any stigma for mental health be removed and that all beloveds are known as sacred and appreciated, with hope that mental health care is expanded in our communities. We light a candle of celebration for our coming-of-agers, making their credos today and crossing an important threshold on their journey. We light a candle for an Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, commemorating when the first recognized immigrants from Japan arrived in the U.S. in 1843, alongside with the contributions of Chinese Americans in building the first transcontinental railroad. And we do that with a light for inclusion and commitment to combat any anti-Asian speech or action here in our communities, alongside deep appreciation for the contributions of Asian Americans across the centuries in the U.S. Please come forward here in the sanctuary or in your home to light a candle for these and for all of the joys and sorrows in your life.
Beloved, I want to invite you into the practice of prayer. And I know in the plurality that is our community, prayer for some might seem at a distance, inaccessible, or maybe even unwelcome. I'd invite you to think of prayer rather than perhaps petition to a distant and removed holy, instead as an opening, as a time to send energy out into the world, and as a time to open oneself to receive energy. It is in that spirit I invite you to begin with our breath once more, as we did at the very beginning of our service. A deep breath in with that spirit of life, and a deep exhale. Continuing that breath that is so deep it might even, for those in the sanctuary, disturb your neighbor. As we breathe in this life force, let us remember this is all the air that has ever been and ever will be. Across generations, across all living things, we are connected by this most elemental feature. This breath, which is a gift of the trees, which is a gift of the earth herself, sustaining us. And as we are nourished by this breath, I invite you from the center of your being. Would you join me in sending blessing and care to anyone who is ill this day, who is struggling in body, in spirit, in mind? Perhaps you are healing, transforming. If so, send this blessing of good health and ease to yourself and to all living beings. As we breathe in this breath, we also extend a blessing of honor and solace to the families of Carol LaPierre, James Blackwood, and anyone who has lost a beloved, who is in mourning this day. Our next breath is a breath of blessing and appreciation for our coming of agers. Phoenix and Maya, we celebrate you. For all who have helped them cross this important threshold. For the circle of support in this community and well beyond these walls. We say thank you. I invite you, as you continue in this mindful breathing, to give thanks for all who have supported you, who have made your life possible, who have brought you to this moment. Just allow that gratitude to radiate out. And finally, it is with gratitude we take one final breath to utter a blessing of appreciation for this blue boat home, the sweet earth, for nourishment, for beauty, for the astounding miracle that is life. Let us say amen and blessed be.
Good morning. My name is Suzanne Wagner. I use she, her pronouns. I am a middle-life woman with blonde hair, wearing a black shirt with white flowers and a black sweater. And I have the honor of being one of the advisors for the senior youth group. Generation to Generation by Anthony de Saint-Exupéry. In a house which becomes a home, one hands down and another takes up the heritage of mind and heart. Laughter and tears, music and deeds. Love, like a carefully loaded ship, crosses the gulf between the generations. Therefore, we do not neglect the ceremonies of passage when we wed, when we die, and when we are blessed with a child. When we depart and when we return, when we plant and when we harvest. Let us bring up our children. It is not the place of some official to hand them their heritage. If others impart to our children our knowledge and ideals, they will lose all of us that is wordless and full of wonder. Let us build memories into our children, lest they drag out joyless lives. Lest they allow treasures to be lost because they have not been given the keys. We live not by things, but by the meanings of things. It is needful to transmit the passwords from generation to generation.
Would you please rise in any way possible and join in singing Blue Boat Home. That is number 1064. In the teal hymnal. Here we go. Oh, below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life trouble, and the earth is my bloom, the
And we are back. I'm Hannah.
I'm Abby. What is it? As COA mentors over this congregational year, we have had the pleasure to get to know and foster relationships with this year's coming of age class.
Through endless moments of laughter and deep reflection, we have created bonds with all of them.
As mentors, we have had the responsibility to provide guidance and a fun environment as we have walked with them through their spiritual journeys. As you may or may not know, we ourselves went through the same process last year with the support of our two phenomenal mentors, Lois and Sammy.
They gave us the fundamental lessons that we were able to share with this year's class, along with a warm and inviting welcome to the world of senior youth group.
We felt as though this coming of age class deserved to be recognized individually as well as a whole. Starting from day one, we knew this year was going to be one filled with excitement and eagerness to learn more.
Although they came in seemingly strangers, they all quickly connected in a way that makes anyone around them respect their ability to be open and form bonds with one another.
We would like to give some brief recognition to each individual's hard work that they put in this year.
We're going to start off with Sophia Reno, who is not with us today but has been a part of this year's journey in class.
From the beginning of this coming of age youth group year, Sophia started off secluded and shy, but she was quickly able to find her place and created relationships that anyone would be lucky to have.
She is truly a funny and insightful person who thinks outside of the box in a way that no one else can, and knows when to be lighthearted, but also is able to be serious and compassionate and mindful of the feelings of others in a way that truly shows her character.
Everyone in youth group is beyond lucky to have her in our presence, and she is able to give this sister-like advice that proves to be crucial to everyone.
We have also been very lucky to get to know Maya Kimmel on a deeper level this year throughout multiple activities, events, and overall quality time. Initially, Maya kept to herself, but luckily she realized she fit in right away and now is an incredibly valued member of the youth group.
She always knows how to have a good time and tells the funniest animal stories. You guys should really listen to them. She also has the ability to impress an entire room when she plays the cello. She brings the same amount of commitment and dedication to our shared time in COA.
She is always very thoughtful in her responses, and we look forward to seeing her dive even deeper into her endeavors.
Ever since Phoenix walked into the COA room, he has had a brother-like attitude about him. He is always there for anyone when they need somebody to talk to, and he can make anyone laugh in any situation.
From the very start, we were able to see his clear intent to learn more about our faith, and he always wanted to learn ways to help the youth group thrive.
We were very lucky to have some of the most exciting experiences with him, and since he's the only guy in COA who lives in Summit, he always helped us find the best food.
We were overall very lucky to be in the presence of someone as funny and smart as Phoenix, and we will miss his out-of-pocket jokes in COA, but we know he'll continue to bring them to youth group every Sunday.
We have been so honored to watch each and every one of you grow to be even more unique and amazing members of our congregation, and we hope that we were able to give you the same experiences that our mentors gave us.
This year has truly been special, and we hope you keep bringing the energy of action to all the people who surround you, and hopefully we will be included.
Thank you for entrusting us with such a valuable role throughout your journeys.
We can't wait to see what you accomplish in the coming years, and we wish you the very best.
Mentor signing out.
My name is Maya Kimmel. My pronouns are she, her. Here's my credo. One value that is very important to me is being myself and expressing myself how I like. I've always liked certain things a little differently and often to a much greater extent than most of my peers. I've always had strong interests and opinions, usually regarding Harry Potter. In 3rd grade, I went as far as to wearing a Harry Potter house tie every day to school. I enjoy creating things and love to wear the things I make. Expressing myself feels good for me, even if I get judged sometimes. In my mind, something like a colorful hair clip is worth a few looks from passersby. Another value that ties into that is not assuming or judging people. I always try to remind myself the fact that no one ever knows the whole story. I especially try to remind myself this when I'm in a conflict with people or if someone is not treating me nice. Once, my friend told me what they had assumed about me before they got to know me. After discussing, they admitted they didn't know my whole story back then and were incorrect. I even caught myself thinking that I would likely think similarly of myself if I was someone else. That just shows how people's reasons for acting a certain way often have a cause that you probably don't know about. It does make me sad that people may presume things about me and other people. To some extent, it's human nature, curiosity. I will always try to encourage people to think beyond, and if they still don't understand, to just accept that. I think it's very important to just be accepting of everyone no matter what. Thank you.
All right, how you guys doing? My name's Phoenix, and all right, let's go. Morning. All right. For all my life, I've been lucky enough to have someone to look up to, someone who stands tall in the face of danger and shows me the way towards the promise of success. Being the older brother in my family, it comes as a blessing to find people like these, genuine souls who just want to lend a helping hand. Genuinity in a person is scarce nowadays, and that's probably why I value it so much. I'm picky about my friends, and that's probably why so many come and go over the years. And I'll admit that I change so much from year to year, but through all my internal metamorphosis, the core values that I hold are still dear to me still stand. I believe in a God, but one that, like my mentors, stands tall in the face of danger. Someone that I can always fall back on, like my rock in the pandemonium of the vast ocean, the violent waves that is life. Getting older, as many opportunities are presented to me, the paths that I choose in making choices, choosing these paths, I see guidance from my mentors, along with God, but in the end, I want it to be my choice. My freedom to me is a necessity, and possibly that's my hamartia. I feel the need to be the one to make the choice, to have an escape clause, to live a life where I'm free to make all the decisions that are most beneficial to my path. Life is intimidating and scary, but to feel like you have God watching your back is more comforting than anything. I feel the sense that there is a plan for me, that someone is watching and cares for me at all times. So even when I'm at my lowest, I'm never alone. And having God watching my back, I choose to uphold core values to me, values of respect, courtesy, and genuinity in myself. Upholding these principles like those I seek in others. Choosing to live my life by this code brings me closer to this divine presence, my own God, the God that I know will change and evolve through my own journey. Thank you.
I want to say thank you so much, Maya and Phoenix, for blessing us with your wisdom. And so that you aren't the only ones in the hot seat this morning, we're going to invite everyone to write your own credo. What? We're going to give you just a minute to do so because of all the life experience you have, and you're probably ready to do it, right? All right, there's a twist. This is a practice that we do in coming of age, which is we invite you to write a 6-word credo. Just 6 words. Something that evokes what is guiding in your life or centering a value you hold dear. You can do it any way you want, 6 words, and you're only going to have like a minute or 2 to write this. I'll give you an example, and I did time myself when I wrote mine, lest you think I spent weeks on this. So I wrote in about 60 seconds, fiercely following love and her call. So that's my 6-word credo. I know where you use, and so you might be tempted to hyphenate and then count it as 1 word, but try to keep it to 6 words and write it on your card. And don't worry, these won't be handed in and graded, but should one of you like to share them, we'll give you some time to do so. And maybe we'll play just a little bit of Blue Boat Home again? Thank you. All right, we're going to take a few and share these, and Hannah has graciously agreed to go first.
Mine was tries her best and has fun.
Thank you. And I'm also watching online. Don't think I'm like texting or waiting for a lift here. Who else wants to share theirs? Sammy?
Community is what makes life sacred.
I watched as your mom was counting. That was great. Is it 6 words? Anyone else want to share yours? Yeah?
Bravery, having fear and still doing.
Ooh, I like that one.
Keep values and integrity at the center.
Nice. All right, we can probably take one more. Will, do we have any online? Not yet. Okay. Oh, they came up with the same. I'm going to take both.
Make the world beautiful with love.
Aw.
Creating curious, loving, open, and inclusive community.
Thank you so much. These are absolutely beautiful. And I encourage you to try this ritual at home. Try it with your family, try it with your loved ones, maybe at a neighborhood potluck. I don't know. It's all kinds of places you can write a credo. And with that, I invite Henry up for our testimonial this day.
Hello, my name is Henry McCann, and I'm a senior in high school. I am a leader in the senior youth group. I'm a 5'8" white male with mid-length brown hair, wearing a black shirt. I started attending RE in 2nd grade, and it took me a few years to really start attending regularly. I started out being very shy, and I would often stay up in service with my mom because of it, and it took me a while to really become accustomed to RE. As I got older, that would change, as I gradually began to meet more people through the RE program, many of whom are my close friends today. From programs like Building Bridges, the OWL program, and so many more, the Lifespan Ministry team helps to educate us about the world around us. And I haven't even gone to talk about the youth group yet. In my freshman year of high school, I moved towns and I really struggled with trying to find community. I would look for constants, such as old friends who I could still talk to, and my Beacon community. The members and adult guides for the youth group helped me find a community I could use to center myself throughout the beginning of high school, and one that I still know is a constant even though I am a senior. COA helped me in applying to college too, as I wrote my essay reflecting on standing in the sanctuary giving my credo statement. Today's service brings this full circle for me, starting youth group standing here and about to finish it with this testimonial. It is for these reasons and so much more that I am thankful for the work done by the members of the Lifespan Ministry team and all of the adult guides. It is thanks to all of them that I and so many others have become the people we are today. So, please give generously this day for our RE program so that future youth can have the same experiences that we all had. Thank you.
Our morning offering will now be most gratefully received.
Thank you, Sammy. So, what is coming of age? In all of our world's traditions, coming of age is a time of welcoming our youth as they transition, a time of acknowledging our youth for the gifts that they bring to community, and a time of accepting them into roles of responsibility as they accept their new responsibilities amongst us. Marking this time, this threshold and transition, is also sacred. And in this faith tradition, we do this with a presentation, a token, a symbol of our faith, our flaming chalice. like the youth of the 60s, who ushered us together in the 40s to save lives, to create a symbol that represented our acceptance and receiving of worthy, dignified life. We share our chalice, symbol of our faith, so that our youth may remember this community, their journeys, their words and commitments to self, and that they are held deeply in love. At this time, we invite our seniors to present our gifts of the community to our graduating coming-of-agers. Phoenix and Maya, would you please join Henry and Elias at the Wonder Box table? Each of our coming-of-agers every year receive a necklace with a flaming chalice, symbol of our faith, to remind them of the community that holds them. Henry and Elias, would you please present those gifts? May you continue to be held in love. We have more gifts to share in appreciation for our mentors, Hannah and Abby, who have committed to guiding our youth through this process. One of the ages. Hannah and Abby, we thank you. Phoenix and Maya, would you please share the blue bags with Hannah and Abby? This year, our mentors receive pewter chalice earrings that they might always remember the flame that shines bright and how they kindle light for others. And finally, gifts for our coming-of-age advisors and leaders, a small token of thanks for our Reverend Dr. Robin Tanner and myself, who had the privilege of working with our youth this year. Henry, would you please share the beautiful box with Reverend Robin, and Elias, the pink bag with me? Thank you. In our bags, we have more candles to continue to light the flame of Unitarian Universalism, and a chalice hat pin. Should you feel fancy, Reverend Robin, may you always remember the power of the light that you kindle in each of us. Thank you. Thank you, senior youth. For all of us who hold a chalice of light in our hearts, may it always inspire us, inspire our spirits to act and to move in the energy of action. Because when the Spirit says do, it is wise to listen. Please rise in body or spirit as you are able and sing with us our closing hymn, number 1024, When the Spirit Says Do.
You've got to do when the Spirit says do. You've got to do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you've got to do, oh Lord. You've got to do when the Spirit says do. to sing when the Spirit says sing. You've got to sing when the Spirit says sing. When the Spirit says sing, you've got to sing, oh Lord. You've got to sing when the Spirit says sing. How about dance? You've got to dance when the Spirit says dance. You've got to dance when the Spirit says dance. When the Spirit says dance, you've got to dance, oh Lord. You've got to dance when the Spirit says dance. All right, this will be the last one we're going to do. You've got to do when the Spirit says do. You've got to do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you've got to do, oh Lord. You've got to do when the Spirit says do. Woo! Let us do when the Spirit says do. Let us do as the Spirit calls. Our closing words are adapted from the prose of Alan Goren. Thresholds. We cross them every day, from room to room, from outside to inside, and back again. From here to there, from anywhere to everywhere, from age to age. Each threshold offers an opportunity for change, for renewal, for transformation from what we were and what we are to what we can be. As our worship comes to a close, I ask that you take a hand of a beloved next to you. As we prepare to cross yet another threshold, from blessed togetherness and deep introspection to service and responsibility. We cross a threshold from space and time attuned to the other, to the sacred, to the holy, into our everyday, day-to-dayness, into the call of community, where we strive for justice and inclusivity, where our deeds, not creeds, help to feed the Spirit and heal the world. May it be so.